Here's how I've been using my Hobonichi Cousin, what has changed, as well as a few tips for you if you've been trying to figure out how to use your planner or if your needs have changed. I hope that this video gives you the inspiration for your planner and permission to pivot and change your system to adapt to your needs. Welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to share with you an updated tour of my Hobonichi Cousin and what has been working, what has changed, what has remained the same since the last time I made this video. If you have never seen the Hobonichi Cousin and you're curious about whether it's the right system for you, hopefully this answers a few questions. To give you a quick overview, there is of the different sections of the Hobonichi Cousin. We have the yearly overview, we have a monthly overview, then we have the weekly spreads, and then we go into the daily spreads. At the end of the journal, of the planner, we also have a few miscellaneous pages that we will talk about as well, but that is generally the different sections of this planner that I absolutely love. This is my third year in this planner and I bought my new one for next year. I'm still waiting for my order, so I am going to do an unboxing of what I purchased this year from the Hobonichi Techo release for 2026. I have a few little fun tidbits. I'm very excited to get my order as well. But if you are curious about how I've been using it, you can see my previous videos. I also share with you a little bit more about my ecosystem as well and all the different journals and planners that I use in conjunction with each other. But let's just get into this one specifically. Let's first talk about what I do on the outside. So in the past, I had a cover for it, but last year and this year, I ended up just putting stickers and using a Midori plastic cover on top. That way I can see the stickers. And honestly, I do have to say, I love this way of doing things. It kind of just adds a little bit more fun element to my planner. As much as I love having a cover as well, I think I prefer doing it this way. So for next year, I'm going to be doing the same. So the last 3 years are going to be just stickers. Then on the inside cover, in the back, I have this little pouch that I also got from Hobonichi. I put any little receipts or trackers or things I have to keep for now before filing them away. It just keeps it a little bit more organized. I also have my little habits cards that I have here, and I will talk about that a little bit later. This is misplaced because I was filming a previous video of my ecosystem before. And in the front cover, I added this sideways. This is from the Hobonichi Weeks. It's just a little pouch that you can slip in things. My sister gave me hers because she didn't want to use it. I'll have to figure out for my new one what to put in here. I feel like this was a little bit too small. I've seen people make their own little pouch, so I might do that as well. So I'll have to see. But here I keep a few of the stickers that I tend to use. Actually, I haven't been using them that much if I'm honest, but I've been keeping stickers here as well as stamps because I send letters to my sister. She lives in Texas, so I keep stamps here that they're on hand. This is just a few reminders and affirmations from my acupressurist of things that I'm working on for myself. So these are what I have in the front and the back cover. So let's get into the year at a glance. So things have changed since the start of the year. Last year, this year, I've been using the year at a glance for my habits. And as you can see, April, I stopped. So as much as I've loved having a habits tracker, I was tracking my steps. I was tracking whether I was doing my gua sha, my dry brushing, my somatic movement, my meditation, whether I was intuitive with my movement. This just felt like a lot of pressure and it took away from the purpose behind having habits to begin with. It just ended up feeling like a checklist, and then if I didn't reach my 10,000 steps, 12,000 steps, I was just really defeated, and it just felt really challenging. It just felt, I want to say, unnatural and just too much pressure. As you can see here, we're currently in September and I have not had anything added to this. I will show you how I've been doing my little mini habits tracker, which is a lot more intuitive and less pressure. But my year at a glance has changed. I've stopped using it and I don't know next year what I'm going to use it for. So that is to be determined. If you have any ideas, I might see how other people are using it, but I'm looking for ideas on what to use the year at a glance for. But I am happy that I'm not using it for my habits anymore. It was just too much pressure, just another thing to check off, more pressure, didn't love it anymore. It just didn't feel aligned. Then we have the year at a glance. So the monthly overview, I'm so sorry. So one thing that I have to say in my planner, in the Hobonichi Cousin, that I love is having these tabs that I got from the Coffee Monsters Co. So it shows you every single month. And then there's a tab for the yearly, monthly, and the weekly overview as well, and the daily. That way it just becomes a little bit easier to see the different sections. I love that, and I have to repurchase them for next year. And I also have these brass tabs that I think are also from Midori or Hobonichi. I can't remember, but I like these brass tabs. They're very thin, so they don't add any bulk to, well, they add a little bit, but not much bulk to the planner, but it just makes it a lot easier for me to flip back between the monthly, the weekly, and the daily pages. That is something that I really love. What I generally do, so I'm trying to simplify my process and my system, and this year I think I've really honed it in. I added some stickers at the beginning of the year. Again, stickers that I got from the Coffee Monsters Co. They're fitted to the Hobonichi Cousin. There's also a set different sets that she has for the Hobonichi weeks. So I think they're really practical just to add a little bit of cuteness and a little bit of aesthetics to my planner. Every single month I sit down and I do my monthly planning process, and I choose a different theme, a different color. I add a little bit of decoration, nothing too crazy. I show here kind of what I'm using. I don't know what the word is, but anyways, I know the word in French, it's légende, but I don't know what it is in English. Basically, for my birthdays, appointments, reminders, and also my menstrual phase, just so I can remember when my period is coming. And this has just been a very simple, straightforward way for me to keep track of my monthly overview. So basically, every single month, I come in and I update my monthly overview. I put in appointments, I put in birthdays, I put in things that are going on, if I have training, if I have a day off, or whatever else. Gives me an idea of the month ahead. If I have a busy week, then I know that I'm going to have to adapt my gym schedule for that week. If I have a less busy week, then I know that that week I can need to make sure to hit my gym or my yoga or whatever else. Or if I know my period is coming, then I know the few days before, the 7 days, I'm going to stick to yoga and low intensity workouts. It just helps me organize everything because I have a lot going on between a full-time job, a business, my YouTube channel, my TikTok, my podcast, going to the gym, having a relationship. It's just been a lot. This planner helps me stay organized, helps me keep my brain organized as well. And my monthly overview gives me an idea of the month ahead. That way I can kind of adjust my weekly, daily schedule accordingly. So now we are currently in September, and I will be doing my October planning soon, where I sit down. So I generally, when I'm on the go, if an appointment gets scheduled, I put it in my phone, and then I have every single week when I sit down and do my planning, and every single month when I do my planning, it's automatic for me to pull out my phone, check my calendar to see if I've missed anything that I haven't written in my planner, and then I write it out in color. So then if it's not the month yet, I just put it in pencil, and then when I do my monthly planning, I do it in color. I'm thinking of doing another monthly planning. Let me know if that's a video that you do enjoy watching. If you have any questions about it, I just feel like it's a little redundant, so I haven't done one in a while. But if you're interested, let me know. I can definitely do one and walk you through how I think about how I'm planning everything. I also have a video where I share with you how to very simply decorate your planner or your journal to make it look cute and aesthetic, but in a very quick and simple way. As you will see in my Hobonichi Cousin, I decorate, but very minimally, but I think it's good enough for me that I feel as though it's decorated and it's aesthetic and it's pretty to look at, but it doesn't take me that long. Now in terms of, let's go to my weekly spreads. I have the same format, the same way that I approach my weekly spreads as well. I do my monthly planning in the monthly overview, then I come in and I prepare the weeks ahead. So let me just show you for next week, just so that you can understand what I'm talking about. So we are currently Sunday the 14th. This is this past week. Now tonight, I'm going to sit down and plan the week ahead. As you can see, I have already added in things that have been scheduled, and I already have the page set up for the month. So every single month, I choose a theme, I choose a color, I choose my midliner highlighter, I choose the washi tape that I want to use, I choose the kind of the color, and I go in and I prepare my weekly spreads. That way it becomes a lot easier for me to do my weekly planning or to add in anything that's going on very easily. I'm just trying to streamline the process and to simplify it as much as possible and to remove the thinking out of it. And it really helps a lot to prepare your weekly pages at the start of the month. So let me walk you through the format. So it's always going to be the same. I have my to-do list on one side. At the bottom here, if I have something that I need to do that day or I need to remember to potentially do it, I write it down. So for Monday and I'm like, okay, maybe Friday I need to do something, then I write it out at the bottom, but it's not a must have. That way when I'm doing my daily planning and I'm flipping back and forth, I can see, oh, today as a reminder, I wanted to do yoga at home. That way I can schedule it in. Then, so I have my to-do list and then I've added a miscellaneous. It's kind of like a brain dump of things that I think I want to do or just like reminders of like the videos that I want to do or whatever else or things for next week. But it's not an absolute must of things that I need to get done. I love decorating in very simple ways. I just put little hearts here. It's very cute. It's just very simple. I like simple because it's more sustainable. So my to-do list, my miscellaneous, my little brain dump of things to do. And then I add in my appointments, payday, if I'm getting my period, or if there's anything scheduled for the week ahead, that's what I do. And at the top here is where I schedule in my movement, my workouts, or anything else that I need to get done in terms of movement. I put it up there as a reminder. So as you can see, the format is the same. What changes is kind of the color and maybe some of the details, like how I decorate maybe, or sometimes instead of writing to do, I'll write something different just because I'm trying to make it a little bit more joyful than just like doing things and just make it, it's all these like subtle things that I try to do to make it a lot more fun. But yes, as you can see, very simple way to decorate, very aesthetic. And like I said, I have a video where I teach you some of the simple ways that I decorate or keep my journal and planner aesthetic. And I know that it's not as elaborate as some of the others that I've seen, but that's okay because this is what works for me. And this is what I'm hoping that my videos can remind you that it's okay to pivot, it's okay to change, and it's okay to not do what the norm is or what everyone else is doing. As much as I love a full spread with all these like little details and all these little doodles and decorations, it's not realistic for me, but my way is adding in colors and using colored pens, colored markers, washi tape, adding a little bit of calligraphy. Very simply, this is what works for me and this is what makes it sustainable. So create a system and an approach that works for you. Get inspired by everyone by all means, but do what works for you. And I'm hoping that you will see that it's okay to do things differently. Next thing we have are daily pages. So these daily pages are also, this is probably what I use even more, and I use it in a more varied way. It's yes for my schedule. As you can see, it's also, so it's for my daily planning, but it's also for brain dumps and ideas and whenever I need to put down anything on paper. And as you can see, yes, in the same month, I stick to one color, one theme, because then I'm able to just keep the same highlighter and same marker and the same washi tape in my, what's it called, in my pencil case that's on my table, and I'm able to just stick to the same thing day in and day out for the whole month. Removes the thought process of having to figure it out every single month. So every single month has a theme. I have my daily planning, especially during the day when I'm working from home. I kind of schedule in things I need to get done, my mini habits that I adjust. So this is where the cards come into play. If you're trying to do something different, if you're trying to incorporate new habits, if you're trying to change things in your life, a tip is to sit down and do the intentional thinking about why you want to do this. What are the things that you're trying to change? Be realistic with what you're trying to change, but then also be clear with what you're trying to change. So whether it's your morning routine, evening routine, or any habits, make sure that you're clear on what the habits are. So I broke down my morning routine. I broke down my evening routine. I was clear that this is Sunday to Thursday between 9 and 10 p.m. approximately. These are the habits that I'm going to practice. Same thing for my morning. And these are some of the daily habits that I know. This is just like a reminder card of things that help me feel my best, feel good, take care of myself. And what I've been doing lately, and I keep these on hand as a reminder, and every like 1 or 2 weeks, I kind of adapt my weekly schedule, and I've kind of plug and play of the different things that help me to make sure that I'm clear on this week. These are the things that I want to get done. So when I'm doing my daily planning, I'm able to factor that in and put in my mini habits tracker. Some days it's a lot shorter, some days it's a lot longer. a lot more flexible and less pressure than having the year at a glance at the start of the that I was showing you. This way is a lot less pressure than doing it this way, because this is like a checklist of things that I have to get done every single day. It was just too much. So on the daily planning, I have my mini habits tracker. So this is what this is. I try to break down some tasks in morning, evening, afternoon, and evening to kind of organize my day. I have a to-do list. I have things I want to get done for my business. This I've pivoted and I use Notion instead, because the tasks change so much that I just use a digital way to organize my business. So as you can see, this is at the start of the year, but this is more July and even today. I have my self-care, and I just put a little heart instead of self-care because it just feels a lot more sweet and nice and less pressure. And then my to-do list, and I have a space at the bottom for a brain dump. In my daily spreads, I also have things like a weekly recap. I haven't done that in a while. I'll take notes on things that I want to do. I put in affirmations. I put in, and as you can see, I changed things up to make it a little bit more joyful. So it's not just self-care. I put nurture. I put a little heart. How I plan my meal prep once in a while. Some days are a little bit emptier. This is just a random to-do list or random brain dump of ideas. So what has changed, I find, this year with my Hobonichi Cousin is that I am a lot more flexible in my approach with it. I have my basic structure of what I like to include every single day or every single week, but then I have things that I just let myself enjoy and have fun, and removing that kind of pressure has been a lot more joyful and a lot of a nicer way for me to approach my organization, planning, and productivity, to be a little bit more realistic that I'm not a machine and I need to adapt every single day how I approach things. And it's just been a lot more enjoyable. Now, this planner is definitely on the pricier side, I will admit it. And so I felt as though I felt weird having some empty pages last year, and I was putting so much pressure in making sure every page was completely filled out, completely maxed out as much as possible. And this year I moved that pressure. I told myself I enjoy my planner a lot. I do make a lot of use out of it. It is on my desk every single day. It's one of the first things that I pull out every single day to organize the day ahead. And I remove the pressure of having to fill up every single page or having to fill it up in any specific way. So this again is a reminder for you to be open to how you adapt and use your planner, and to just kind of enjoy it and have fun with it. And you will find your rhythm as you do it more, and your rhythm and your process is going to change as time progresses. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point of a planner. That's the whole point of having a journal. That's the whole point of having a journal and planner ecosystem. It's to adapt to your needs, to what you need every single day to improve your life and help you achieve the things you want to do and stay on track and get organized, etc. I even included recipes this year, which has been really fun, because instead of while I'm doing a recipe having to pull out my phone and using my dirty hands, I just put out the recipe in here, especially if it's a new recipe that I'm doing, and I'm able to just glance at my planner and see what is the next thing that I have to do. Another thing that I like to do is, yes, during the week I have my spread that's a specific kind of way, but on the weekends I don't like to schedule it more like as detailed. So I'll have like a general to-do list that I'll pull from to try and get as much done as possible, instead of having like a rigid schedule. That's been also a lot better for me. The other thing is a lot of space to do my brain dumps, again, because I was trying to streamline. This is me trying to figure out how to improve my routine. Brain dump, it really helps a lot to write things down. I've been really loving my approach to my Hobonichi Cousin, because it just feels like a lot less pressure and it's just a lot more joyful. And yeah, I love it a lot. And I got the same planner for next year, and I will do an unboxing when I receive my order, and I'm very excited about it. I also want to use more stickers, because I have a lot of stickers from the Coffee Monsters code that I want to be using. So I need to remember to do that as well. But these are the daily pages that I've been using. And then last but not least, we have the miscellaneous pages at the back. I have not been using them as much as possible. So if you have any recommendations or any ideas, yes, I have a master list of things I needed to get done for life, fine. But overall, I don't use these pages. Feels a bit like a waste, but also I guess whatever. But if ever you have any ideas for these, let me know. The only thing I've used it for is to try and make my fountain pen ink run because it was just not working. I think it was actually this one. This was a Koeko, and it was like an ink from Japan that my friend got for me. Actually, this is a different ink. This is a different one. But anyways, all that to say, the back pages I have not been using that much. So if you have any ideas for me, then let me know. I'm definitely open to suggestions. Let me know if you have any specific questions. If you want me to do a daily planning, weekly planning, monthly planning, I'm thinking of doing that again. Thank you so much for watching. And in my next video, I will hopefully be doing my unboxing for my 2026 Hobonichi haul. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you a lot of love. Bye for now.